Hi y'all, how are you? Yesterday I was so dead and I'm not gonna, tell you about it just to complain, but just to kind of show like what I do and to inspire you to also how can you take care of yourself. So the day before yesterday, we had an amazing day. We went for like a really long walk. We saw some wild animals. Got lost in the mountain. I come back full of scratches, half a tree down my neck, which was amazing. And then I had some calls, and I think I probably shouldn't have booked those calls in the afternoon because that just pushed me over the edge, and I got too tired. I'm in perimenopause and recovering from night shifts, so I pushed myself too far. And then the day after, I woke up like with such a headache. My neck was hurting. I was just exhausted. I literally felt like I had been run over with a snowplow. So I took some paracetamol, ibuprofen, I had some breakfast, and then I decided to clean the house just to kind of like, sometimes you don't feel great and you just don't want to see crap around you. Just want everything around you to be simple and have like clear edges. I don't know how to explain it. It's like clutter makes me feel bogged down. So I want you see like some fur balls in the corner, and there's just this. I hadn't unpacked still from my night shift, and it was just like really weighing on my mind. So I cleared the house and cleaned up and made everything, all these little jobs that have been weighing on my mind. I got rid of them because I felt like I could do that even if I wasn't feeling great. And then I just collapsed on the sofa. I was so tired, and I had planned to record this podcast yesterday, and I was so tired that all my brain was available for because I just got tired of just lying with my eyes closed and I couldn't read and I couldn't, I'm always learning. I'm learning like anything related to mental health. I'm taking like any CPDs. I just love learning and I could not take anything in. And all I could support, like all that I could watch was literally the podcast Netflix has got on Bridgerton where they just sat and discussed the characters. And then I sat and zoned out for that. However, at 8:45 in the evening, I had Muay Thai. And my best mate, who I normally go training with, has had an eye operation. So she's not been there for a month. And she had texted me the day before, saying, I'm okay now. Do you want to come training tomorrow? So we had agreed to go training together. And I was so excited about it. And I was lying on the couch and I was feeling like shit. And my body was just like not there. But my mind was, I wanted to go. So I ended up taking a gram of paracetamol and I drank a liter of coffee. And then I went and I had a great time. And the reason I'm saying this is because for me, it has been world changing being able to genuinely listen to my body and my mind and what I need in each moment. And I was listening to Gabby Bernstein, who is this like super into manifestation now. And she talks a lot about she used to be an addict and she talks about listening to intuition and this and the other. And she was telling you about me about to do this meditation where you kind of ask your child, like your inner child, like, what do you need? And I did that a little while ago where I just imagine adult me saying to little me, like, what do you need? And it literally made me start crying because I realized that not a lot of people have asked me this question, like, what do you need? What do you need right now? It's always been my parents were so busy with that shit and moving around, and I was just dragged along and thrown into schools, and I didn't know about languages I didn't speak, and nobody actually asked me what I need. People just tend to assume that they know what I need, and people don't tend a lot to ask me, what do I need? So just like me asking myself, what do you need? It just, I don't know. It was really weird how it just like, I'm normally not super woo or religious or anything like that or spiritual, but it just kind of opened up for actually like, that was amazing that somebody asked me, even if it was just myself, what do you need? And it has opened me up a bit more for being able to feel what do I need and what do I really want, even if it doesn't make sense. Like it seemed, okay, Cornelia, you're exhausted, you got a really bad headache, you got neck tension, you're not being able to do anything since 1 p.m. when you finish cleaning. You can't even read a book. Like, why would you go and be kicked in the head at like 10 o'clock at night? But I just felt like it and I went with it and it actually was really good. And when I came back, I felt great. I went to bed. I felt okay. And then this morning I woke up with a bit of neck tension. I did a bit of yoga, a bit of stretches, and now I'm fine. So what I'm saying with this is really encourage you to no matter what advice is out there, no matter what book you read, no matter who you follow, no matter what I tell you to do or whoever else, like really listen into what do you need and what do you want. I was also because I coach on Reddit now. I really like it because a lot of people that are anonymous can go on there and they can ask for advice. And obviously, a lot of us vets we don't like asking for advice or asking for help in public because what if our colleagues see us or what if like some friends see what we're asking and people think we got it all together and then we got all these doubts. And there was this vet that had an internship somewhere and it was literally killing them. So they ended up dropping out. And they were talking about this conflict between feeling so free and so alleviated from letting go, but also feeling so terrified of just having dropped this amazing opportunity and what to do now. And I just commented and said, I think the fact that you listen to your body and took care of yourself above everything else, that should like leave any terror out of it. You shouldn't be terrified because now you know you can trust yourself and you know what's best for yourself and you're always going to respect that, which means that now you can experience, you can go work in clinics, you can go to job interviews and you're going to be listening to that intuition and like, what do I need? What do I want? Is this it? Or if you're already working and you feel like this is not it, is it because I need to work on something or am I gaslighting myself into I should just get better at this and it's actually a really horrible toxic workplace, right? So it's this inner knowing, this inner intuition that I really want for you as well to get better at that. So the I think it was episode 83, maybe you can flick through the episodes where I teach you how to lean into your feeling, doing the full scan of your body, and you really feel what you're feeling and accepting what you're feeling and going with it and not fighting it. I think what really helped me yesterday as well when I had planned to do all these things, I have to translate this whole course about mentoring that I'm collaborating with, and I'm planning a retreat, and I got my podcast, and I got like posts and Substacks and all sorts going on because I just like sign up for all kind of shit, don't I? Like we all do because we all just want to do so much. And in the old days, I would for sure have beaten myself so much up for just lying on the sofa and watching shit about Bridgerton because, like, hey, you plan to do all this. But I know now that if I just respect that and like just go all in and literally do nothing the day after, I am so much better instead of like trying to grind through. And I know if I'd been on nights, so if I'm working in a clinic, I can't just say, wait, I'm just gonna lie down. But it is different because when I work nights, the adrenaline, the immediate need of the patients and the owners in front of me, that can keep me going. But it's difficult if it's something I have to do for myself, like cleaning, or you have to sort your paperwork out, or you have to, I don't know, you said you were going to read a book, or you were going to do something, or maybe you want to look at other jobs like other clinic, you want to go somewhere else, or you said I want to do this CPD, and then you cannot get yourself to do it because you're just so tired. How important it is to show yourself that you can ask yourself, what do I need? And not just push through and grind through and ignore yourself again and again and again. And then in that way, you're showing yourself that you cannot trust yourself because your body and your mind are sending you signals and you're ignoring them. So getting better at that with whichever way you can by, I don't know, listening to this podcast or doing meditations or whatever you need to get to a point where you can say to yourself, what do I need? And fully trust that whatever comes to you, that's what you need. Even if it's like for me, that crazy thing of taking a gram paracetamol and drinking a liter of coffee at 9 o'clock at night seemed crazy, but that was what I needed. And I was like, okay, let's just do it. And Bruce, who now is used to all my shenanigans, he came home, he'd been out all day doing stuff. And he came home and he's like, how's your headache? I'm like, it's not there, but I'm going to Muay Thai now. He's like, okay. He doesn't try to force me to do anything because he knows that I know what I need, and I respect that. So then the other thing I wanted to talk about, which is then related as well, is in this trusting yourself and having this intuition and knowing what you need. I wanted to speak to you about getting help when you are in the veterinary profession and you are struggling. So I have never been to therapy because I came into this mental health, emotional resilience work kind of backwards, where I left vet med. I definitely never wanted to have anything with vet med to do. And then I went towards like coaching because I wanted help with what would I do instead. So it was like a career coaching I was looking for. But then I got help with my teenagers because I was so burnt out and had completely disconnected from so many things in my brain and body that I was really stressing out being a mom to two female teenagers. I got help with them. And that's when I then started, doing the whole unraveling of the coaching on how I handle things, my perspective, wanting to be in control of them, wanting everybody to be happy around me, the people pleasing. I worked on that. And then I came into like, oh, actually, I could apply this to veterinary medicine. So I did it kind of the other way around. But because I never realized I had a problem. I just thought I will leave vet med because I'm not cut out for it and I should just leave. And then I came back in kind of through the back door once I had worked on myself. But I didn't go to work on myself when I was in vet med thinking I needed help, if you know what I mean. But a lot of you are luckily much more self-aware than I was, and you're like still in the career, or maybe you're about to leave or about to come back in, and you're like, I'm gonna need some help with this because my coping mechanisms are not helping, or the way I'm seeing it, it's just not the way, it's just not helpful to me, you know? And then some clients have come to me that have then tried therapy. So I obviously have nothing against therapy. I think therapy is amazing. And I have had clients that have come to me for coaching, and I can see this is like, there's some stuff here that's above my pay grade. I am not the right person for this specific thing, like traumas you need to work through or addictions or whatever it is. I said, go to therapy as well as so you can work through shit that happened in the past and some things you need to overcome. No, that is not my job because I'm a coach, I'm not a therapist. But people have come to me that have been in therapy and they have gotten to a certain point where they have worked through prior traumas, things you got going on, and then they can't really get any further. And what people literally say to me is like, I just feel like nobody gets it. Like people don't get it when they're not in the veterinary profession. And and I feel that, no? And I remember one saying, well, it's like I was in a therapy session and I was like really stressed over the stomach torsion and that had happened or whatever. And then the therapist is like, what's the stomach torsion? And then you have to go out of your like I'm the client, I'm the patient now, I'm pouring my heart out. Wait, now I have to switch into like vet mode and now I have to explain this so you can understand what I'm going on. I don't really think a therapist should even need to ask you what anything is. They should just be talking about your feelings and what you're thinking. They don't really need to know the details about vet med, right? So it shouldn't be a problem. But if for some people it is. So what I want to say with this is like, if you have been so courageous and have had so much self-awareness that you have actually asked for help, you have maybe even paid for help, you've gone to therapy and it hasn't worked and you're not quite where you want to be yet, it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you, that you are broken, that you can't be fixed or anything like that. It might just be that you now need someone to speak to someone in the profession that can just help you work through the stuff that is purely vet related, because nobody but vets will get vets. That's just how it is. Like nobody out of veterinary profession understand what we go through. Anytime I say, people are like, oh, your vet, that's so amazing. I'm like, yeah, it is. Also, and people are like, oh, vets are so expensive. And then I have to explain those. Like people do not get it. They do not get the the oceans of knowledge we have to have, like all the clients that don't want to pay the animals, like that's just so all the episodes of my podcast talk about it, right? And people out of vet med don't get it. And it can be hard when you sit there and you try to explain what's going on for you and you don't have someone in front of you who knows what you're talking about. So if you're at the point where you have had the courage, you've had the self-awareness to actually ask for help and you've gone to get it and it didn't work, don't make it mean anything about you that you can't function, that you're broken, that nobody can help you. You just need to find somebody else. That's what I want to say as well. So not all therapists and not all coaches are good, and not all of them, even if they're good, are good for you because you might not have the chemistry you need with them. So this comes back to this intuition as well, like what do I need? What do I want? What do I need right now? Because it can also be like you work with someone for a while and you work through some issues and now you need something else. And that is also perfect. Like I have had so many different coaches. I've been in so many different coaching programs and it's been like for every stage of what I need. No, and now I need this. And there's been like free stuff and there's been paid stuff. And I just keep searching until I found what do I need right now? So sometimes I feel like I want to work through a lot of mindset stuff and I'll be like reading and I'll be like journaling. And then sometimes I can feel like my body needs stuff, no? And then I'll go and find a coach that can help me like breathe and process feelings. And then I'm a bit into that. So I keep bouncing between different things as well, depending on what I need. And I'm really good at finding out what I need now. But if you're just starting out doing this stuff, you might still not quite trust yourself and just think like, okay, so if I just do this therapy, then I should be fine and that'll be all I need. It might not be. And also it's always a work in progress. So, I mean, just hitting Google, you can find mental health professionals that are specific for vets or specific for vets in your region. So in UK, in Scandinavia, in the States, wherever you are, you can just Google it and you can literally just go through, take all their free content. Like, for example, I have this podcast, right? I have this podcast. I have a free PDF that you can download that's in the show notes. I have a little handbook for if you have left the veterinary profession and coming back, or if you're just going to another clinic, that's a cheap handbook you can get. That's free as well. I have like free coaching sessions you can have with me, a free coaching consultation where we can look at what's going on for you. And all the other, like, not one more vet, hope, whatever, something. The Royal College has got like something called Mind Matters. And there are so many resources out there that I don't think they existed when I burned out 6 years ago. Maybe they did, but I didn't know about them. So I'm hoping like me having this podcast and you falling over it somehow. I don't know where you found me, but I hope this helped you see that there is so much out there. There's so many possibilities for you to feel better, to become super calm, to become confident in what you do, knowing exactly what you need, knowing what you want, and going after it and feeling okay with, okay, I really thought I wanted to do an internship. I really thought I wanted to become an ophthalmologist. I really thought I wanted to leave clinic and go and work for Soetis or whatever. And actually, I tried it and it's not my jam. I'm going to try something else and trust that that is fine, that there's nothing that defines 100% this is how you have to do things. And I talk about path as well now. Like vet med, it doesn't have to be I study, I become a vet, and then I go into a little clinic and then I specialize and then I just move on. I was talking to a younger vet the other day that said, oh, everyone around me is just specializing now and I should do a certificate. And right now, like, she was just not in that right space. And that's a pressure you don't need to put on yourself at all at any point in your life. Even if you start out with a certificate and you want to stop it and restart it and then do something else, it literally doesn't matter at all. It's your life, it's your career, it's whatever you want to do. And we all need to become much better at listening to what we need, like feeling it in our body and listening into like just sitting in meditation or whatever, and just like, what do I feel like doing? What do I want to do? And then respect that and have the courage to go after that in that moment. And also allowing ourselves to change our mind. Like this vet I was coaching on Reddit that dropped out of internship because it was just killing them. And allow yourself to do that and not feel guilty, not feel like a failure, and just keep changing. And also, whatever job you're in, like find all the methods that work to you. So I go through periods where I do a lot of journaling and then I drop it because now I'm fine. And then I just do kind of like coaching myself on the go. And then I will go through a period where I just do a lot of gratitude, where I'm like, I feel so amazing. And then suddenly I'll drop in a hole. I'll be like, this is shit. And then I remember, oh, journaling. And then I journal again and then I feel better. So it's never linear. I mean, I think especially in this profession, we are, I don't know how many of us has got ADHD. I don't know if I have it, but I sure have got some traits of it where it's like jumping around. And it's fine. You don't need to have a set routine where you get up every morning and do yoga and journal and meditate and drink green tea and then you go for a walk and then you listen to the sun. Like whatever it is, doesn't have to be like that. You just have the only thing I would say for you to be happy, calm, confident, motivated, whatever it is you need in your life right now, is to be able to ask yourself super honestly, like look yourself in your eyes and say, like, what do I need? What do I need right now? And then accept that. Not I think often when we say, what do I need? We come up with all the what we think we should need. And then when we say we're honest with ourselves and maybe say, I think I actually need to leave clinic work, or I think I actually want to do this, or I think I need a break or whatever. Then we think, but I shouldn't need this. I don't want to need this. And then we kind of like lie to ourselves a bit. And that's when we feel like we're driving with the handbrake on and we have this inner grind, right? We're grinding against what we really need. So this episode is for that, is for you to listen to yourself, listen to what you need, and to really encourage you to reach out for the help that, and I don't know, reaching out for help to me sounds like you're kind of drowning and you really need, like, it's like a last minute thing. But I guess for me, help is like, I'm in masterminds, I'm in coaching groups, I have my own coach, I have friends I've had been coaching with that I meet up with every week on Zoom and we just talk through stuff and it all helps lift me up. And to me, yeah, it's help, it's support, it's community. it's whatever I need in a moment. No, and I'll happily like reach out to my coach or to a friend and say, I need to talk through this. I'm stuck in this right now. Can you just help me talk through this? And then we talk through it, and I'm like, oh, that wasn't that bad. Like I don't even know why I was worried about this shit. So I feel like it's really important that you know that you don't have to be stuck inside your head and be like, I feel so stuck. I don't know what to do, and there's no possibilities because the more avenues you give yourself to find support, help, inspiration, someone to like shake your brain a bit so you can see that you're not actually that stuck, the more opportunities you give yourself to find the right book, the right course, the right podcast, the right group, whatever it is that resonate with you, the more likely you are to find something that is your jam and that will pull you along for a while and they will help you and support you. And then it might be that after a year, after whatever time, you're like, okay, so I'm done with this. So say with a therapist, with a coach, with a program, with a book, with a podcast, right? Then you're like, okay, this is done now. This episode is over now in my life, and now I need something else. And then you go and search for something else. Really don't try to be this hero that has to do it all by yourself. And really don't think that just because you tried one thing, one therapist, whatever it was, and it didn't work, that then you are broken and you cannot be fixed and there's no hope for you and you'll be forever stuck. Because that is not the case. Like I can tell you from personal experience, I can tell you from clients' experience that come to me that have tried therapy and it didn't work, or it worked until a point and now they're like stuck, that you might just need something else, that you might just need a mental health provider that is specific for vets. So there are other coaches like me. So if you fancy like another style, I know there's Emily from Instagram, there's Katie Ford that I met on LinkedIn. There's like a ton of people out now. There are vets or have been vets, or there have been vet nurses or vet techs, so they're in the profession. And again, like there's not one more vet. There's hope, whatever, mind matters. There is so much, and you just need to Google it. And I know it can be really hard if you are tired and worn out and burned out and you really just don't want to be a vet anymore. It can be hard to reach out to decide what to do. If you're in that spot, I would say, like, first of all, listen to all my podcasts because it kind of, helps put you into the right place. Depending on what issue I have going on, I probably have like 30 different podcasts I listen to depending on what I need. So if I feel like I need support because I'm stressed out about bills, then I would listen to like money or manifestation podcast. If I feel I need someone more in depth about relationship and like your inner self, then I might listen to like Jay Shetty. If I feel I need to know, and now I feel like I need support in my business, then I might listen to the Diary of a CEO. Like that, I have so many podcasts. So if you feel like you don't know what to do right now with your life as a vet and you feel you need support, listen to my podcast. And the first step you could do if you feel super overwhelmed, I know because I have my course, right? I'm super proud of the Happy and Vet Med course I have, which is only 499, and it literally is like the course you need to be motivated and feel confident and happy in vet med again. And there's a free coaching session with me in there. But if you don't feel like doing any work, you really don't want to sit down and journal, you really don't want to sit down do anything, you don't want to read anything, you don't want to watch videos, you just want to like not do anything and you just want to feel better, then absolutely coaching with me, like catching a free consultation with me so you can kind of get a feel of what it is. That would definitely be something you can do because you literally just have to take 2 minutes to book the time and sign up and then come to the consultation. So like book it at a time, you're not going to be working or going to be interrupted. That's literally it. You just have to turn up. So I want to offer you that as well, that I still do this for free. I don't charge for that first session because I want you to try it out so you can feel how it is and feel it works for you. For me, definitely feel that chemistry is so important. So if you try therapy as well and that first session is not doing it for you, find another therapist, right? If you try coaching with me in the session, you're a bit like, oh, I don't know, like I feel going to last a bit too much energy. I need someone more calmer. Then try another coach. Like just like keep going and keep asking yourself, what do I need? What do I need? Like really ask it yourself and try and do it in meditation. Try and sit down and like really relax into it. Do the breathing. You could do the exercise as I show you in episode 83, I think it is, that makes you feel better in a few minutes, where you just like do your feeling thing. And then you could then say, like, imagine yourself like as a child, and then you bending down and asking yourself, like, what do you need? And like try that. I don't know, it might not work for you. It might just be that it caught me in the right moment. I think I did it around Christmas and I was like, oh my God, I'm crying. And Bruce is like, what's wrong? I'm like, I just asked myself what I needed. He's like, what? So it's, sometimes I feel like as well, you get things land with you at the right time and the right place, and then it really, really works for you. Another time, some friends will be like, "Oh my God, you need to listen to this podcast. It's amazing." I'm like, I tried to listen to it and I just don't get it, right? And then maybe a year later, I'm like, "What was this episode?" And I listen to it, and then it really lands. So like do that, feel free to bounce around to try different things, and don't feel that it's like a burden to have to try different things, or that you are a failure because you tried something and it didn't work. Like it was just wasn't the right person for you, or the right community for you, or whatever it was you tried. That then that's something else. That's always someone that you're going to click with. That's something that's going to talk to you, that the energy, the words they use, it's going to land at the right time, at the right place with you, and then you will feel better. I promise, if you are willing to see things differently, if you are willing to take some steps to learn to change your perspective, to learn to see things differently, to learn to like tune into what are you feeling, what do you need, what do you want, and just change things a little bit around, like you can feel so much better. And it doesn't take a long time. It doesn't take months and months of deep therapy about what your dad did to you, or blah, 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 blah. You can literally feel better so much quicker if you land with the right person in the right way. So that's what I want to encourage you to do, to keep searching until you find the right person, and to really, really tune into what you actually need right now. Take care. Bye.